This is section 4.3, part 1, and you can see we will be factoring trinomials. So just a quick reminder, a trinomial is a polynomial that has three terms, and terms are separated by either addition or subtraction. So we can see here in part A, we have a form of a polynomial, x squared plus bx plus c. There's two things I want to point out here. Number one, there's no a value. Alright, because in section 4.3, every trinomial that we are going to look at, the leading coefficient, the number that comes in front of x squared, will be the number 1. It won't be any other number. So, that's the first thing. Secondly, when we're looking at our trinomials, we really want to pay attention to these addition and subtraction signs. Alright, and we can see in the first form we have two sets of addition signs. We're going to look at 4 different forms. With each form, I'm going to give you a couple tips, 2 to 3 tips that can be helpful when factoring. So, looking in the first form, x squared plus bx plus c, we notice that we do have one set of addition signs. We've got plus and a plus. And when that occurs, we want to find the factors of c that add up to b. So the number that's in the spot of c, we want to find those factors, numbers that multiply together to get c, that when added together will get b. When you have two addition signs, you will also notice that both your factors of c will be positive. So let's look at a couple problems. Alright, the first one is x squared plus 4x plus 3. So we want to find the factors of c, which is number 3, that add up to the number b, which is number 4. Lucky for us, 3 only has one set of factors, and that's 1 and 3. So we know 1 times 3 gives us 3, and 1 plus 3 is going to give us 4, which is what we want. So we're going to then come down and create two sets of binomials. We're going to have an x in each spot. And since both factors are positive, we're going to put a plus in front of each of these numbers. So plus 1 and plus 3. And that's it. This is your answer. And you have a factored trinomial. How do you know if you factored it correctly? Well, you can FOIL. And back in section, I believe it was 4.2, we looked at expanding two sets of quadratics in intercept form and also vertex form, and we looked to expand them into standard form using FOIL. So you got a little review of FOIL there, so we're going to use our FOIL again, first outside, inside, last. So x times x gives us x squared. Outside, x times 3 will give us 3x. Inside, 1 times x gives us simply x. And last, 1 times 3 gives us 3. And then we can combine our like terms, which we see right here. 3x plus x is 4x. X squared plus 4x plus 3. And you can see once you FOIL these binomials, you get back to the trinomial you started with. So if that occurs, you know you've done it correctly, and you have the right answer here with the two quantities x plus 1 and x plus 3. Let's go down and try another problem. Here we have x squared plus 12x plus 32. So I'm going to notice that I have two sets of addition signs, so I know both my factors are going to be positive, and I want to find the factors of 32 that add up to 12. So I've got 32. I want to find the factors that add up to 12. You don't have to write down all the factors as I'm going to do here. If you can do it mentally and find those factors, just use in your head, great. If you'd like to write them down, if it's easier for you that way, perfectly acceptable as well. So I'm going to go through and say, okay, what numbers go into 32? 1 goes into 32 times, so there's one set of factors. And then I'll check. What's 1 plus 32? 33. So I want to find the factors of 32 that add up to b, and we can see 33 is not 12, so those set of factors did not work. 2. 2 can go into 32. How many times does it go in? It goes in 16. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 2 plus 16 gives us 18. 18 is not 12, so those factors don't work either. Next, 3. 3 doesn't go into 32 evenly, so we'll skip that and go to 4. 4 goes into 32. 32 divided by 4 is going to give us 8, so 4 times 8 is 32. 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8 is 12. When I add the factors together and when I see I get B, those are the factors I'm going to want to use. I want to use 4 and I want to use 8. So then I'm going to come back and I have two sets, or a set of binomials. So I've got x, it's a positive 4, so I've got plus 4, and again x plus 8. And there's my answer. If I wanted to check again, x times x is x squared, x times 8 is 8x, 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 8 is 32. So multiply these two numbers together, you get 32. Add these two numbers together, you get the coefficient of the middle term, which is 12. And these two trinomials are the same, so I know I've done it correctly, and that's my solution. Okay, let's go down. Let's take a look at a second type of form. We're going to look at x squared minus bx plus c. So again, we're going to look and see, okay, I've got now, instead of two plus signs, I have a subtraction sign and an addition sign. So I want to find the factors of this number, c, it's a positive c, that add up to negative b. So when I multiply two numbers together, I'm going to get a positive. When I add them together, I'm going to get a negative. The only way for that to occur is if both your factors are negative. So I'm going to find the factors of c that add up to negative b. Alright, and we'll have two negative factors. So, what number is in the spot of c? That's 30. I want to find the factors of that add up to negative 11. So again, I'll just start and go one by one. So I've got 1 and 30. And remember, both factors have to be negative, so I'm going to make them both negative. Negative 1 times negative 30 does give me positive 30. And when I add them together, I get negative 31, which is not negative 11. So those factors did not work. 2. Alright, can 2 go into 30? Yes, it can. 2 goes into 30 15 times. Both factors are negative, so negative 2 times negative 15 is positive 30. Negative 2 plus negative 15 is negative 17. Negative 17 is not the number we're looking for, so those didn't work. Now let's go to 3. 3 goes into 30 10 times. Both numbers are negative. Negative 3 times negative 10 is 30. Negative 3 plus negative 10 is negative 13. Still not there. You can see we're progressively getting closer to negative 11 though, so hopefully the next set of factors will work. And 4, does 4 go into 30 evenly? It does not, so we'll go to 5. 5 does go into 30 6 times. Both factors are negative. Negative 5 times negative 6 is 30. Negative 5 plus negative 6, and we get negative 11, which is what we're looking for. Alright, so we do want to use these factors right here. So I've got one quantity here, second quantity here. X, and now since my factor is negative, I'm going to have minus 5 instead of plus 5. And then I have x minus 6. There's your solution. Alright, and so remember, if you have a positive factor, it's going to be a plus. If negative factor, it's going to be a minus. And again, you could do a check. X times x is x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. Negative 5 times x, negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30. So that matched up. Negative 6 minus 5 gives us negative 11x plus 30. And these two trinomials match, so I'm confident we factored correctly. Try one more. Alright, in this form of x squared minus bx plus c. And we have x squared minus 9x plus 20. So I want to find the factors of 20 that add up to negative 9. Both factors will be negative. factors of 20. So 1 and 20. So I've got negative 1, negative 20. Those multiplied together give me positive 20. Added together give me negative 21, not negative 9. So those two factors don't work. Next, let's try 2. 2 goes into 20 10 times, both negative. Multiplied together we get positive 20. Added together we get negative 12. Also doesn't work. We want negative 9. 3 doesn't go into 20 evenly, so we'll skip over to the next number and check 4. 4 does go into 20, it goes into 25 times. Both are negative, so negative 4 times negative 5, positive 20. Negative 4 plus negative 5, negative 9, which is what we want. So my answer will be x. Since it's negative 4, we've got minus 4, times x. Since it's negative 5, we have minus 5. And again, just for consistency purposes, we'll check. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. Those numbers match up. Negative 5 minus 4 does give us negative 9. So we can see we have negative x squared minus 9x plus 20. This trinomial matches the trinomial we began with. Correct answer. Okay, so that's the end of part 1.